What up, guys? Welcome to Base Damage, and this week we are going to be bringing to you a deck profile pertaining to Attack on Titan. I've messed with Mono Blue Titans a whole bunch, but I never messed with Core before. So, in a massive trade with a buddy of mine, and just being able to get like a whole bunch of Weiss cards off of him in general, for like a whole bunch of Yu-Gi-Oh stuff I didn't really use anymore, I got a whole bunch of AoT stuff in general between Core and Titan, and I saw the Humanity's Strongest Soldier Levi and decided to make a combo, or make a deck around the combo that it does. So, but yeah, this is very much a budget deck, because AoT stuff at the time of the recording of this video is actually very cheap, and I've been greatly surprised by it. Also, apologize, there is a thunderstorm going on in the background, so if y'all hear thunder, you know, that's what that is. I don't know if the phone can pick up the rain or whatnot, but anyway, let's get right into it. This is mostly just a hodgepodge of stuff that I could put together. Had to order a couple cards, but for the most part, I don't think I spent more than $20, or more like $25 on this entire deck. Between trades and between just picking up what cards I needed left over. So let's just get right into it, starting with the zeros, as always. A couple one-ofs. We got a single copy of the Zero Reverser Aaron from the trial deck. When it makes a direct attack to your opponent, you can target a character you have and choose one of your other characters, give it 1500 power till end of turn. You got one copy of the Brainstormer. I would love to have another copy of this Brainstormer in here. You don't have it so much filtering through the deck as far as like milling, other than this, as far as how I've set it up. But I really have enjoyed like just teching in the one of. During your turn, your character in the middle position of the center stage gets 1000 power. It's a Brainstorm of pay 1 and just tap him. To mill 4 for every climax, search your deck for a core character, reveal it to your opponent, and put it into your hand. That's literally it. It's one of the cheaper search cards, and it's really, really good at it. My buddy was like, hey, I just happen to have this, you know. So that's pretty cool. 2 copies of this Zero Annie. If the number of cards in your stock is 2 or less, she gets 1500 power. So, you know, opening, throw down first card, she could be a 4K just straight up. Another really good card to throw down first turn if you just want to try to put some damage on board as well as get some advantage is this level 0 Connie. If your opponent has no climaxes in their waiting room, he gets +1 soul. Which is really useful if you see your opponent for their first turn, for the beginning of the game mull. If they have not discarded any climaxes, that means he can swing for a potential 3 damage first hit if you throw him down. The other thing is a Kagero type effect. When damage dealt by him is canceled, you can pay 1 and draw a card. So, really good. 2 copies of this Red Krista. This is a really good card. This is one of the really fun cards to be able to kind of combo with this, to mill, throw stuff in the waiting room, and then grab them back. On play, you can pay 1 and deal yourself the damage from the top of the deck to grab one of your level 1 or lower characters from your waiting room, add it back to your hand. Really useful. 2 copies of this Petra. It's a stock bomb. Or no, it's a clock bomb. I'm so sorry, I mentioned the wrong thing. It is a level 0 reverser clock bomb. Got a couple more of these recently. It's actually pretty good. Figured 2 was enough. 3 copies of Gunther instead of 4. I initially was going with 4 and 4, but I cut them down to 3 of Gunther and 3 of Eld. As long as each other are... One, they give your level 1 Humanity's Strongest Soldier Levi 1000 power each, just as long as for them being on the field. And as long as you have the other on the field, they give different effects. One gives a global 5 to all your core characters, and the other gives a +1 level to all your core characters. He's the level, he's the global. So that's it for the zeros. Is 2, 4, 6, 8. Who do we ever know? 10, 16. So, and it's been working out pretty good for just 16 level zeros. The deck is very, very consistent. I haven't really won a tournament with it yet, but it doesn't bother me. It's been very, very consistent, and that's what I look for. 4 copies of the level 1 omnidirectional movement gear. When you play it, it's a counter event, so you can do this during normal backup step or during your main phase. On play, you can search your deck for a core character, add it to your hand, then discard one card, so some neat little hand filtering there, and then you can move one of your core characters to an open position of your center stage. So it's very useful in, one, a little bit of deck thinning and hand filtering, as well as if they have on reverse effects, Shimakaze, putting away closed Mikan, just be able to just get it out, like the character out of the way and just go, nope, you're not plussing, I'm going to. So 4 copies of the level 1 Petra, and we'll go ahead and put this down as well just because they combo off of each other. 4 copies of the level 1 Odoro. Let's see, so if you have Humanity's Strongest Soldier Levi, they each get 2,000 power by their own effect. So they're a base 6k, like just straight out. Like as long as you have this guy, you know, I will go ahead and put him on the field as well. As long as you have him on field, they are 6ks before anything else. Odoro, if you have the Petra, gives your middle center character, doesn't have to be the Levi now, but it does give the middle center character plus 1,500 power. Petra gives your middle center character, if you have the Odoro, character encore. So as long as you can save the Levi off this effect, you can just keep doing the climax combo over and over, which we'll go ahead and get into that. His first effect is if he's in the middle center, middle position of the center stage, he gets 2,000 power. So he's a 1 cost 75 as long as you keep him in the middle center, but I'm going to go ahead and explain the bigger combo right now. So I'll go ahead and show a copy of Eld and Gunther. When Special Operations Squad is played, you can pay the cost. Put a card from your hand into the waiting room and put a character from your field to the waiting room. If you do, you can summon a copy of this Petra, of this Odoro, of this Gunther, and of this Eld to the field in any position that you want. So it's, hey, calling the squad in, Thundercats ho, they all hit the field, everybody gets buffed, everybody gets levels. So in the end, with all the power-ups and whatnot, these end up being level 2 6/5s. These are back row, doesn't matter. He ends up being 75. Scheisen. These give the 1,000 power. So 75, 85, 95, 500 from him. So 10,000, and then by the Udoro's effect, 11,500. Level 2. So that is a really strong combo just to be able to pull off that and summon a Levi that's just that fucking huge to me. The downside to this is the Odoro and the Petra can usually get reversed fairly easily. Either way, that does not really hold you back but so much. As long as you can really just try to kill stuff, it doesn't matter as long as you have the stock. The Climax is also a green stock from Waiting Room and +1 soul across the board. I would have greatly preferred if this was a 1k1, but I'm willing to deal with it because this is a really funny combo and it's amazingly consistent. So put these back with the level 0s. Obviously 4 copies of Special Operations Squad because you have to. That is it for the ones, which is 12. Don't have many level 2s, but I really like how these combo, also because of one of these events is really helpful. First off, you have Readiness Aaron. It's the only character at level 2. During your turn, if the character is facing is level 3 or higher, he gets +1 soul and +4,000 power, putting him at a 10-5 before any of your other buffs. And he has character encore, so he's just really big. He punishes your opponent's level 3 plays, and Aaron just likes to do that in general. The other 2 level 2s are Titan's Power. Plain and simple, it's another counter event like the omnidirectional movement gear, so you can do it either player's turn during a specific trigger or during main phase. Choose one of your core characters. That character gets 4,000 power and the ability that when their battle opponent becomes reversed, send that character. You can send that character to the opponent's memory, which I'm not gonna lie, that is overtly powerful. A 4,000 buff is higher than any like 1 cost character backup that I've ever seen. Most of the 1-cost level 2 character backups are like 3K. If they have something else to go with them, it's usually an additional cost. Most of the time, it's like a 2-cost that I see does about 4,000 for level 2 backups. But you know, this just in general. So this is very powerful. It hurts the switch combo because you can go, nope, get out of here, Asuna. Just really big, and your opponent stuff just decides to die. I really like a combo with this with the level 3 Levi. So I'll explain that in a second here. First off, we'll go ahead and mention the other Aaron that punishes early plays. If your opponent has a level 3 on the field, he gets -1 level in hand, so he can come out early. He gets plus 500 power for each of your other core characters, so, you know, full field, he could be an 11-5. Pretty big, pretty awesome. If you have, like, the Gunther and the Eldon back row, he can usually be, like, a 12K. And he has Cancel Burn. On the turn that he's played from hand to stage, if the damage dealt by him gets canceled, you can try to burn your opponent for 1. So that's always really good. These two are kind of placeholders, but these are two of the Aarons from the trial deck. I got an SR and a regular one. Completely, totally honest, they would go out for more copies of Resisting Fate Levi. But for the most part, these are still really good placeholders, and I've actually liked using them. If the number of core characters you have is 2 or more, he gets 1,000 power, so he can be at 11. Let's see. The character facing him gets -1 soul, so it punishes them just trying to throw down level 0 characters and swing. The really fun ability with this, though, during this card's battle, your opponent cannot use play backup from hand. So I had to double check. Some of them say like backup or event. So basically, if you know he's bigger than a character, your opponent doesn't have an event like Titan's Power or something of that nature, they're not going to be able to back it up and save it. He's going to get over him. So only 2 copies, but they would definitely come out if I got more copies of Resisting Fate Levi, which we'll go ahead and mention right now. Even with just 2 copies of this dude in the deck, I just see him so freaking much. It's just really good. He's got 2 different effects. One, the first effect is a climax combo with the 1K1 gold bar. When you play the 1K1 gold bar, you can put a card from your hand into the waiting room to pick a core character in your clock and summon it to the field. So it's a faux heal, but it gets around heal tax because it summons the character, as long as it's a core character, to the field. So one of the fun things I've liked to do is, say if I have Armin or whatever, I'll get to his effects in a second here. Clock this to draw, play the Levi, and then use Levi's combo to summon the Armin to the field, which is pretty cool. Mostly because the Armin's very powerful too. Another effect, the turn that he's played from hand to stage, when the battle opponent becomes reversed, you can pay the cost of 3 stock and put a core character from your hand into the waiting room. Put a core character from your hand to the waiting room, and then choose one of your other characters and sacrifice that character. So, reverse, kill, pay the cost, sack one of your other characters, untap him, send him to an open position of your center stage. So, he's a restander by sacrificing your other characters, which is really cool. And amazingly consistent and easy to pull off, like strange enough. That also can be done without the climax. That's actually not a climax combo. That's just an innate effect of the card. The climax combo is the summon core characters from your clock. It's really cool. So that's the 2 effects of that. Definitely, you might as well just say 4 Resisting Fate Levi, but either way, these are not bad. The last 2 are these level 3 Armins. On play, you can look at X number of cards from the top of your deck equal to the number of core characters you have. Add one of those cards to your hand. Rest go to the waiting room. 1, he cannot be chosen by your opponent's card effects, so spin triggers, etc. He cannot be chosen by those. He also has an assist where all core characters in front of him gain 2,000 power and the same ability that they cannot be chosen by your opponent's card effects. So it is overtly fun to be able to play this. Or like, let's say I do the combo before where I was talking about like summoning the Armin in some way, shape, or form. 1, with this effect, they can't be compassed, they can't be darkness planned, whatever. It's amazing. So it's do their damage. Swing with the Levi. Restand by stacking this, still in front of the arm, and they can't stop the damage. It's hilarious. It's actually very, very powerful. And I know some people only tech it at like 1, which is still perfectly and totally fine. I just like testing it at 2. Personal opinion, whatever. And the Aaron. So 7 level 3s would definitely take out these 2 to put in more resisting fate Levi's. So that's it for the 3s. Kind of sporadic there. But I was also kind of working with what I had at the time. And those level 3 Aaron from the Titan deck, or from the trial deck, are not bad. Could be better, but not bad. So 4 copies of the 1K1 Gold Bar, 4 copies of Thundercat's Hoe. Very much have liked playing this deck. I mean, I judge decks more based off consistency, and AoT is insanely consistent. I know there's a lot of people who don't care for it. That's, to each their own. But I have enjoyed playing this deck. I hope y'all enjoy the video. I would say look into AoT stuff at this point because they're very cheap. At the time of this video coming out, the AoT stuff is fairly fucking cheap. So, thank you for watching. Please subscribe if you have not already, and we'll see y'all on the flip side. Peace out for now.